I am Steve Barker, a British military veteran who has operated in hostile terrain and learned that survival is never about luck. It is about staying calm, thinking clearly, and making the right call under pressure. I have endured harsh weather, rough ground, isolation, and the kind of conditions that test your body and your mind in equal measure. Welcome to the next episode of Survive When It Counts, Wilderness Survival. In this episode, we strip everything back to the essentials, mindset, priorities, and the first actions that matter most when things go wrong. When people hear the phrase bushcraft skills, they often picture a knife, a fire, and a remote patch of woodland. But bushcraft is much more than that. It is the practical knowledge that helps you live comfortably and safely outdoors, whether you are out for a weekend camp, facing an unexpected night in the wild, or building the confidence to handle rough conditions with a clear head. In this episode, we are breaking down the core bushcraft skills that matter most and showing how they connect to survival, judgment, and self-reliance. The first and most important skill is making shelter and managing warmth. Before you worry about fancy gear or complicated setups, you need to understand how to protect yourself from wind, rain, cold, and ground chill. Good bushcraft starts with reading the environment, where the wind is coming from, where water might collect, or what the ground feels like, and what natural materials are available. A lean-to, debris shelter, tarp setup, or simple windbreak can make a huge difference. The goal is not to build a perfect camp. The goal is to create a dry, safe space that helps you conserve energy and stay calm. Next comes Fieldcraft, which is one of the most useful bushcraft skills you can develop. Fire gives you warmth, a way to dry clothing, a tool for cooking, and a morale boost when conditions start to wear you down. But bushcraft fire skills go beyond striking a lighter and hoping for the best. They include collecting dry tinder, understanding fire lay types, protecting your flame from wind and rain, and using fire safely in a way that respects the landscape around you. A reliable fire is built on preparation, not luck. The more you understand your fuel, your ignition source, and the conditions around you, the more dependable your fire becomes. Another essential area is water, campcraft, and basic living systems. In the bush, comfort comes from routine and smart habits. That means knowing how to source, purify, and store water, and keep your camp organized. It also means learning how to set up a clean cooking area, manage waste properly, and keep your sleeping area dry and efficient. These may not sound as dramatic as fire or navigation, but they are what separate a stressful camp from a functional one. Strong campcraft saves energy, reduces mistakes, and helps you think clearly when the weather turns or the daylight fades. Finally, bushcraft is about observation, awareness, and adaptability. The best outdoors people are not just handy with a knife or good at tying knots. They notice how the forest changes in the evening, how clouds build before a storm, where animals move, and how their own bodies are responding to cold, fatigue, hunger, or poor decisions. That kind of awareness is what makes bushcraft valuable in survival situations as well. It teaches you to stay grounded, make use of what is around you, and solve problems step by step rather than panicking when conditions get difficult. At its core, bushcraft skills are about becoming more capable, more aware, and more confident in the outdoors. You do not need to master everything at once. Start with shelter, fire, water, and camp routine. Build from there. The more you practice, the more natural these skills become, and the more prepared you will be when the environment stops being comfortable and starts demanding real competence. Thanks for joining me for this episode of Survive When It Counts. I hope what we have covered today gives you practical knowledge, sharper judgment, and the confidence to stay calm when conditions turn against you. If you have enjoyed the episode, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow Books Central so you do not miss future episodes packed with survival knowledge, fieldcraft, and real-world guidance. And make sure you come back next week for the next episode, where we will continue building the skills that matter when it counts most. If you want the companion book to this podcast, The Calm Operator, Survival for Every Terrain, you will find it on Amazon and on the Books Central website. Until next time, stay sharp, stay prepared, and keep moving forward.